There is no dramatic moment, no raised voice, no visible wound, no single day you could point to and say, that is where it happened. What shapes a child's understanding of their own worth is almost never the obvious thing. It is almost never the argument, the punishment, the moment of visible crisis. It is the ordinary ones, the moments so small and so forgettable that a parent moves through them without a second thought. The moments a child was never supposed to carry, and carries anyway, for years, for decades, into every room they ever enter. Here are 5 of those moments, happening in homes exactly like yours, today. 1. The that moves on. She is 4 years old and she has been waiting. Not for long, just a few minutes. Long enough to finish the drawing, to find the right words, to work up the particular kind of courage it takes for a small person to ask a big person to stop what they are doing and look. She crosses the room. She holds it up. She says, "Look at this." And you say, Not unkindly, not impatiently. You are simply in the middle of something. You glance for a fraction of a second and look back at your phone, your screen, your task. You meant to look. You will look in a moment. It was not a big deal. But she was watching your face. She was not watching for a compliment or a grade or a reaction. She was watching for the moment your eyes landed on what she made and stayed. For the particular stillness that happens in a person's face when they see something that matters to them. And your eyes did not stay. They moved on. And she felt that, the movement of your attention away from her, in a place she has no words for yet. This is not a story about one distracted moment. It is a story about what a child concludes from a pattern of them, that what they make is not worth stopping for, that the things they are most proud of are not worth interrupting the day, that they are not worth interrupting the day. Look up. Not every time. Just enough times that she knows the possibility exists. Just enough that when she crosses the room with something she made, she believes there is a chance your face will do the thing she is looking for. 2. The not now that silences a language. He is 5 years old and something has gone wrong. He does not have the words for what it is yet. Just the feeling, large and sudden and pressing, rising up through his body the way feelings do when they are too big to be contained. His face crumples. His chest tightens. The sound is already coming. And before it arrives, before the feeling has even finished forming, you say, "Not now." Not in anger, not with impatience. You are tired. You are in the middle of something. There will be time for this later, when you are less depleted, when the feeling is smaller, when the moment is more convenient. But here is what he hears. Not, "I need a moment." Not, "Let us find a better time." He hears, "The feeling you are having is wrong. The timing of your need is wrong. You are wrong to feel this now, here, in front of me, without warning, without permission." A child who is told, "Not now," often enough, does not learn to manage their feelings. They learn to schedule them, to push them down until later, and then never. To become the kind of person who says, "I'm fine," when they are not. Because the practice of saying, "I'm fine," when they are not, started in ordinary moments exactly like this one. His feelings are not inconvenient. They are his first language. When you interrupt them before they land, even gently, even lovingly, you are teaching him that language is not safe to speak in your presence. Find 1 minute, not to fix it, just to let it arrive. The feeling will pass faster than you think. And what stays, what he carries forward, is whether the room held him while it did. 3. The labels she heard on the phone. She is 6 years old and she is listening. She is not supposed to be listening. She is in the next room doing something else, being a child the way children are when adults have forgotten they are nearby. And you are on the phone with someone you trust, and her name comes up. She is so stubborn. She never listens. She is so much harder than her brother at this age. I don't know where she gets it. These are labels, spoken casually in a tired moment to someone who will understand. You were not performing a verdict. You were venting. You were trying to make sense of a difficult week in the way adults do when they need to say the real thing out loud. But she heard the labels, and she filed them, not as a complaint that was spoken in a tired moment, as a fact, as a description of what she actually is when no one is trying to make her feel good about herself, as the truth underneath the encouragement and the I love yous and the good mornings. She is stubborn. She never listens. She is harder than her brother.
These labels will follow her long after the conversation is forgotten. She will carry them into classrooms, into friendships, into the quiet moments where she is trying to decide whether to speak or to stay silent. She will try, quietly, privately, without ever connecting it back to this moment, to be less of the thing she heard herself called. Watch what you say about your child when you think they cannot hear you. Not because they are always listening, because sometimes they are. 4. The work you set down without stopping. He is 5 years old and he made something. He worked on it for a long time, longer than he works on most things. He made mistakes and started over. He figured out a problem he had not figured out before. And when it was done, there was something in his chest that felt like, this is the one. This is the one I want to show. He finds you, he holds it out, and you take it. You look at it, you say, that's great, buddy, and you set it down. You go back to what you were doing. He stands there for a moment, holding the space where the moment was supposed to happen. Then he picks it up and takes it back to his room. He does not stop making things, not yet, but something small has shifted. He is learning to calibrate, to read the room before he brings something out, to gauge whether this is the kind of thing worth risking, to ask himself, quietly and without knowing he is asking, is this good enough to be worth stopping the day for? That question is not one he should be carrying. It is not one you meant to give him. But it arrived in the moment you set his work down without stopping. Stop. Even for 30 seconds. Pick it up again. Ask him how he made this part. Let him tell you. Let him watch your face while he tells you. Let him see that the thing he made is worth the interruption. That 30 seconds is not about the drawing or the block tower or the story he wrote. It is about whether the room stops for him. 5. The honesty through the wall. She is 6 years old and the house is quiet and you think she is asleep. You and her other parent are talking, not fighting, not in crisis, just the honest conversation that happens after the day is done. When the effort of parenting has been real and the exhaustion is real, and the person across from you is the one who understands, and you say what is true. I am so tired. She is so much. I never know what is going to set her off. I feel like I am walking on eggshells in my own house. You are not describing her character. You are describing what it costs you. You are describing the weight of a particular week in a particular season of an honest and difficult life. But through the wall, she hears herself described as the thing that exhausts you. Not a label this time, something heavier than a label. She hears herself as a burden, as the reason the house feels like eggshells, as the thing that makes the person she loves most feel tired in their own home. This is the file a child builds not from what they are called, but from what they cost. From overhearing themselves described as an emotional expense, as something that needs to be managed, as a weight rather than a person. She will spend years trying to be lighter, easier, less of whatever it was that made you tired. She will call this being considerate. She will call this growing up. She will not remember where it started. Be as honest when she can hear you as you are when you think she cannot. Not perfect, not always, just as honest. Because she is standing right beside you. She is always standing right beside you. None of these moments are catastrophic. Not one of them would make a list of things to watch out for. They are too small, too ordinary, too human to carry that kind of warning. And that is exactly what makes them powerful. A child is not shaped by the dramatic moments alone. They are shaped by the accumulation, the 10,000 ordinary moments that add up to a picture of who they are and whether they are worth stopping for. You are that picture. You are the most important information your child has about themselves. Not the words you choose when you are trying, the moments you inhabit when you are not thinking about it. The seconds between one thing and the next. The glance that stays or moves on. The hand that reaches or stays still. They are filing all of it. And what they are building from all of it, from the ordinary accumulated weight of ordinary days, is the answer to the question every child is quietly asking from the moment they arrive. Am I worth stopping for? Give them the answer they deserve. And if this landed in a way that surprised you, if you recognized a moment or 2 moments or all 5, the next video is about something most parents find harder than any of the others. What to do when you realize you have already done the thing.